All right, hello everybody, and welcome to our presentation right here in the beautiful barn at FIRA USA. My name is Rob Giele. I'm Market Director Agri and Foods for a company called Robovision. And today I'll talk to you about scaling Vision AI in AgTech robotics. And really, if there's one thing you need to remember from my talk, those are all the mistakes that we made in the past in scaling up Vision AI, so you don't have to, right? And what was our winning strategy overcoming those challenges in scaling up Vision AI? So first of all, we are Robovision, right? So we're a Belgium-based company that is really focused on bringing OEM companies into the age of AI by integrating advanced AI into the smart automation offering. Today we are with a team of 150 people and rapidly growing around the world. And in the last decades, we have been successful in putting to market over 30 different AI applications, scaling them to over thousands of AI machines in production today. And doing so, we have enabled more than $250 million of CapEx revenue for our OEM partners. We have done that we're born and raised in horticulture. For the last decade, we have been focusing on some OEM customers and bringing to life some indoor agriculture applications like pruning. You see some videos here, pruning roses, which is a 3D deep learning use case, planting tulip bulbs, but also sticking plants. And the latest is our tomato harvesting robots that we launched this year and are really scaling up this year and next year. And with these successes, we're very proud to call ourselves the biggest AI company in horticulture robotics today. In the last couple of years, we realized that not only in horticulture, but also in other industries, scaling up Vision AI robotics is a challenge. So in the last couple of years, we have been successfully scaling out to other industries, but sticking to our business model of partnering up with leading OEM companies, enabling them to develop AI-powered solutions. So in that sense, we're very often referred to as the best kept secrets in Vision AI, as the end customers like Driscoll's, Syngentab's, PepsiCo's, TSMC's, they don't know that they're using Robovision AI when actually they are. So our OEM companies are typically leading OEM companies. Like in semicon, we have Hitachi, who integrated our software in their $7 million electron microscope. It's used by the biggest semicon fabs in the world. But also American company Key Technology, who is top 3 worldwide in food sorting equipment, or Lindemann, who's market leader in the recycling industry, have integrated our software to add AI features to their machines. But here I'm talking about agriculture, obviously, right? And to state a very obvious something is that the opportunities in AI automation are enormous in AgTech. So the consultants are racing each other to add to the hype, right? The market potential is 100 billion, blah, blah, blah. So some of the scale-up and startups here probably use those figures to attract investors and convince them that they're worth something, right? But what they didn't tell their investors probably is that the same consultants also report on 60 to 80% failure rate of AI concepts, and like more staggering, that more than 50% of the AI concepts never achieve production ready. So why is that, right? What is so hard in scaling AI? That's really what I'm talking about today. You can even ask like the biggest corporations in the world, right? It's very hard to scale up AI, even if you have unlimited funds. It remains challenging. Can also ask our co-founders, Tim and Jonathan. There's a video of 10 years ago where like the robot is doing a weird dance, not really knowing what to do and what to see. But this use case today is planting close to 3,000 of these plant cuttings an hour. We sold hundreds of these, creating a new segment. So what are the things that we have learned in the past decade is that in AI development, there's a lot of hidden technical debt. So typically, a scale-up or a big corp that want to create an AI-powered solution, they will hire a team of AI engineers, right? And they'll train a POC neural network quite quickly, like in a couple of weeks. You have your data, you trained it with an open source model, with some labeling tooling that you pay a couple $100 for. So in the first couple of weeks, the POC is looking great, like progress has been made. But then, hopefully, if you manage to get a customer to put it into production, the duct tape will loosen. And a lot of things that you haven't thought about in the early stages will keep you up at night. And that's what happened with our two co-founders 10 years ago. They basically slept in greenhouses for months and years, actually, honoring support contracts of their early machines, right? A second major lesson is that, again, very obvious, but in AgTech, no two plants are the same, right? So you have the amount of continuously changing AI models. Weather conditions change, crop rotations, but also you want to improve the quality of your systems. And what does that bring? That brings a need of continuous retraining of your algorithm. If you don't have a setup that enables you to do that in a scalable way, you'll be in trouble. Not in your first 5 machines, maybe not if you have a big enough team and a successful Series A, not in your first 10 or 20 machines, but if you scale up to 100 machines in different time zones and different crop types, you'll be in trouble if you don't manage to solve this. So out of the frustration of these lessons learned, in 2014, our team decided to build Robovision AI, an end-to-end vision AI platform that enables you to create, deploy, and very important, also manage your deep learning models in a scalable way. So Robovision AI is a vision AI engine that provides a solid foundation for vision AI models for data creation, labeling, evaluation, and deployment. And with our built-in algorithms, you can train your first model as fast as you can upload images and label them in our platform. The cool thing is we also provide our edge software. So in an edge software, we not only bring the AI to the edge to run your created AI model in our central platform on an edge-based deployment, but also our edge software also looks at results and feedback of the running model, see if it's working well, but also gather interesting data. So images where our model on the edge is confused about, right? It's not really sure if it's doing the right thing. They will give that as a feedback and store that data as a new data set in our central platform. And by doing so, we're actually creating a continuous improvement flow. So our customers, sometimes end customers, they are in that continuous improvement. We have, for our oldest machine, we have customers that over the last 5 years have created 3,000 different deep learning models without any support calls for us, any support calls for our OEM. It's fully done by a domain expert, basically a guy or a girl that knows plants but has never heard about deep learning necessarily. So that's a game changer, right? If you have the domain expert in the loop of your continuous improvement, that's a game changer in terms of scalability. You don't need to believe my word for it. Again, referring back to Elon and his team, actually his chief AI, Andrej Karpathy, on a given day in 2022, basically on a napkin-like tweet, basically explains our core idea behind our platform, claiming that competitive advantage is not created by the one who has the most data, common mistake, but the one with the best data engine, providing a way to continuously iterate on data capture, training, evaluation, and deployment. So you see the similarities with our core idea here. So it was very cool that after 6 years of developing that in 2022, starting in 2024, a guy like André Carpati confirmed our business model in that sense. Probably they built it kind of the same for their self-driving concept. So not only a good foundational platform is needed, we know that even big corps like the big multi-billion-dollar OEM companies, but also the scale-ups, they have one thing in common: they're on a budget, right? And they need to go to the market as fast as possible. So what does that mean? Sometimes they have AI experts, they have vision experts, but maybe not DevOps experts, maybe not UX experts. So what we provide on top of our platform offering, we also provide the services that they need, right? So we have customers that just take our platform, have their own AI team, via an SDK, bring their own algorithm, bring their own AI, bring their own data, and scale it, right? But we have also companies like Hitachi, ICE Group, Lindemann, that require some services from our end, creating custom models, creating vision setups. It really depends on the needs, sometimes temporary, sometimes long-term. That's something we can provide as a necessary evil very often. So why are these leading OEM companies taking the plunge and partnering up with Robovision AI? Many reasons to that. So first of all, they see the platform as a foundation to start from. That is multi-application, so you can create synergies over projects, being 2D projects, classification projects, instant segmentation projects, or full 3D projects. You create synergies over those projects when using the same platform and leaving your custom Python notebook to create them, right? As an OEM who are IP hungry, they stick to the IP that really matters, right? It's your data, it's your model. That's not Robovision's. Do you really need the IP of the whole tooling behind it, right? Not necessarily. And they rely on a state-of-the-art technology roadmap. So we have a team of algo experts that's continuously read into the latest and greatest papers on AI algorithms and test them. And if we deem them interesting for our customer base, we upload them in the next release. Every couple of months, new object detection, new segmentation models are published in a rapid way. If you start an AI project now, chances are 6 months later you're working on an old model. So you actually have like sometimes the speed of the AI community is faster than your AI team, right? So that's what we bring to the table as well, offering these type of new algorithms to our customers. And as a partner, also we offer the services that they need it when they need it, and we do that in a pay-as-you-grow license-based business model. So what really ties us together with our OEMs, basically, if they sell more machines, we sell more licenses, and that's a very healthy collaboration. Maybe some use cases, some depth use cases on what benefits did we create there. So here we have a 3D robot pruning and taking cuttings from a rose branch, right? So we look at that plant in 3D, actually with 8 2D cameras, we created the 3D image, and we use a 3D segmentation model. So an end customer can label it by just clicking on the 3D point cloud here, defining what the main stem is and the branching point, and out of that information we can derive what the optimal picking point and the best path is towards picking that. And we using 3D deep learning models for this, and the 3D labeling tool is really something that sets us apart from the market here. Secondly, we also have drone-based use cases. It's Vito that does services for phenotyping companies, and they have integrated our software into their SaaS offering. providing them access to state-of-the-art algorithms on a quarterly basis. And lastly, also our tomato harvesting robots. I needed to blur the end effector here for our OEM partner, but we're basically with the mobile robots driving through tomato rows and harvest the crops here. And the cool thing in the end-to-end platform is that we train our neural nets in that platform, but we also label them. So by doing so, we open ourselves to the benefit of predictive labeling, right? So we use an early model to predict the labeling action of new data. So this type of very complex imagery, it takes 10 to 15 minutes of to label one image, and you need thousands of them. It's a huge cost, right? And it's very hard to do well, by the way. You make a lot of mistakes. So by using this predictive labeling features, we actually speed up the labeling with 8x. In our project, it was 8x. But in some other projects, it can be more. We're also looking into, not looking into, it's put on the roadmap in integrating large vision models like segment anything and so on to basically give this predictive labeling on steroids, offering to our customers in the next quarters. And this obviously will speed up your creation of the AI model by months, which is very important in agriculture because seasons are short sometimes. So if you can rapidly create your model and test it in real life and not have to wait a season, that's a game changer in some use cases. So yeah, that's it. I want to thank you for your attention. I think I'm well within time. Yep. So we have a booth here in Zone 1, 36. We can give you demos in any direction that you want. I can give more explanation on your questions. We are opening this quarter an office in Florida. Actually, our HQ is in Belgium, but with a presence in US as of this year. And via our website, you can also ask for a demo that we can do and bring you in online or physical manner. So thank you for your attention.
We have a good 5-6 minutes for Q&A if anybody has any questions.
Thank you. Not too difficult, I hope. Yeah.
So first of all, really nice presentation and really nice product. So happy about that. I guess I have two questions. So the first one would be, let's say that I import all my images on your platform and I do annotate them and I train a model, right, at the end. Who owns that model? Do you own it or do I own it?
Yeah, you own it, right?
So I can download it.
You can download it. Basically, it's basically like if you're a writer, right? You want to write a novel. Yeah. You open Microsoft Word. You write a beautiful novel. Okay. Who owns that novel? Is it you or Bill Gates? It's you, right? So you just use the tool sets of Microsoft Word. Okay. And that's the same for us. So we're a naked platform, right? Okay. We have the algorithms, but who owns algorithms, right? But a model, for those who don't know, an AI model is an algorithm plus labeled data, right? So if you provide your data, it's without any doubt, it's your data. If you do the work of labeling, it's your label work, right? So you own the AI model. So if you want to conclude to export, we don't like that because we hope you will keep on using our platform, obviously, and the edge software to run your models. But that's a possibility, right? So you will export, you will take the weights of the models that you're using, and you can run it basically on your own laptop of an influencer.
So the models that you use are open source models, I assume, right?
Well, we have open source. Yeah, we use open source models, algorithms. Okay. We use open source algorithms. We also use custom created algorithms. If we create it, then potentially that's an IP discussion that you can have. But if you create an algorithm and you choose to scale it within Robovision AI, it stays your IP, right? No question about that. So yeah, that's very important for us. We're not IP hungry in that sense. So that's why OEM companies choose for us. They own the IP. It's important.
And my second question is about the loop of the improvement that you talked about. Sure. You said that every now and then you realize that the model is not performing well, and then you collect more data in order to annotate more and then do that. So who should understand that the model is not performing well? Is the model aware of itself, or does the customer or the supervisor?
Good question. If the model would be aware of itself, then it would have then why wouldn't it do it better, right? So you have a certain ways of monitoring your model, right? So in food sorting, for example, you have AI-based sorters, but like a separate setup with maybe another camera setup behind it, right, to see what the output was. But typically in a horticulture, it's the machine operator, right? They have metrics that suddenly for different crop type, like the customer that I was talking about, they have a metric of 98% accurate. So you have 2% that you can mispick or other, like on its head, or like you make an issue, right? But there's also always a machine operator there. So if they see like a growth of mistakes being made, right, and they need to rectify it manually, then we assume model drift. So they start a sequence of a new model creation. So basically they take those plants. So the root cause is that those plants look a bit differently than the training data sets that you've used. So what you do, you put those plants on a conveyor belt, you take some images, you relabel it directly if you want it directly, or you do it, let it being done overnight, and you redeploy. That's how it works.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your question.
Yeah.
Very good question. Sure.
How does your structuring work? Is it all subscription-based, or is it you can jump up in levels, and like you talked about, as you scale up with more and more customer bases, then your pricing scale with the same, or how does that work?
Yeah, exactly. So we have two levels of licensing, right? So we have one entrance level license, right? So that's gives you the right to call yourself a Robovision AI customer, right? That gives you access to the full suite of the central platform license. And a second level is actually on what we call an inference license, but it's not based on the inferences, and in that sense that it is per image or something like that. It's really per machine. So in the deals that we make with our OEMs, we look at the market potential, but also the complexity of the model here, and we then arrange like a custom pricing to define per machine, so that that makes that for every machine that gets sold, typically there's an AI license that is being sold with it. Very often, our OEMs also choose to have like a recurring business model to their customers on top of it, which when we go more into the software worlds, that's becoming more and more common, obviously. So that's how we work. So two levels: central platform license, and then a pay-as-you-grow per machine that gets sold, an inference license.
So there's support at that level, say that as you jump up in levels, and as you jump up, and the support changes.
Exactly. That's how it works. And the thing is, it really incentivizes us as well, the same way. So just yesterday, actually today, it depends on which time zone you're in, but I was talking with my Dutch OEM customer, and they have a new opportunity for a new crop type in Latin America, right? And it needed some, those customers, they asked some more features than were accessible already in their machine currently, right? So we talked to them. It's like it's a potential of 50 machines, that customer, right? So we don't ask any more questions then. Like, the business model is very clear, and we do what is necessary to enable them to sell those type of machines, right? So we're incentivized in the right way. So we want to grow our license base. They want to sell CapEx machines, and we are really working together in that sense, and that works well. The substitute sometimes for a license-based model is, you can work with an AI consultant, right? That's what we see very often, that you start out with an AI consultant, but let's be frank, they are, it's very upfront costly, and basically they profit from a never-ending project, right? And every support ticket that comes in, they can hire themselves again, right? We get punished for every support ticket that comes in. It hurts us in our cost structure because we don't ask extra for it, right? It's a pure cost play, and we're very proud, extremely proud, that for my biggest OEM customer, who has between 600 and 700 machines deployed in horticulture, we support that. Don't tell them, but under 2 FTEs, right? So it's a multi-million euro license deal that we support in under 2 FTEs, which is impressive.
We still have about 6 minutes to our next presentation. You're welcome to keep the floor if there's a few more questions.
Any other questions here?
Yes, please. Hi. Great presentation. My name is Mia, and I'm interested in knowing where the data is being stored and how you're storing it. So, for instance, is it on-prem or is it via the cloud?
All of the above. So it really depends, right? So the drone-based use case, so the drone flies, comes back, right? So unless you have like 5G connection, that's not a real-time needed use case, so you don't do inference on edge, right? And you do inference for data analysis in the clouds. So our models and our central platform can run in the cloud, but other use cases like semicon industry, for example, like the defect classification of the Taiwanese FOP, right? Nothing leaves the premises, right? Like a literal Chinese wall is being built. We can't even see the logs. We don't know how they're using the platform. We only know that they pay a yearly license, so we don't ask too many questions if that's still the case, right? So we're good either way, right? But it depends on what your use case is. Do you need it real time, or are cloud costs big, right? If you have a very heavy cost, you maybe have an on-prem installation, but to lower the cloud costs, we're good either way. So it's on your clouds, on our clouds, on a public cloud, on your prem, we can make that work, no problem. So we have, indeed, we have on all parts in the spectrum of that, we can offer that. Any other questions? Yeah, so like I said, we're on booth 36. You can find us. I also see James here, my teammate, who's responsible for sales in the US. So you can find James. If you have harder questions, find him, right? So I thank you for your attention. And see you at our booth. Right. Thank you.
Thank you.